And how he do? Hey, I'm trying, folks. Hey, finishing up the last, excuse me, the other two Sam Adams long shots. So I wanted to finish up this beer flour wheat 5.8. It's a wheat beer that uses hibiscus. How about that? Sounds clever. I suppose. I don't know why all of a sudden putting flowers in beer is cool, but it seems to be these days because everybody and their mother is doing some sort of beer that's got some kind of flowers in it. I don't know why that's a hip thing to do at the moment, but for whatever reason it is. I'm kind of a beer purist myself. Not a fan of all kinds of adjuncts. I don't care how exotic it is. If it's not barley malt, water, hops, and yeast, it's an adjunct. So, anyways, I had earlier. I had the strawberry lager the other day, and a little bit ago I had the Magnificent Seven, which were both okay for their respectable styles. They didn't knock my socks off, but they're respectable enough. As you might have gathered, I'm not a big fan of putting flowers in beer, so I might be starting off with a bias, but I'm trying to give it a fair shake. That's different. Hold on. Before I tell you what I just think I tasted, let me take another. Maybe it was a mistake. Let me try that again. Okay. I'm gonna have to see if this grows on me. Let's see how it's coming off. My first couple sips are very, 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 very yeasty. Huh. I don't know. Also getting a little orange now that I'm kind of turned off by that very yeasty thing going on there. Again, let's get through this, and then I'm just going to keep talking. I hope this starts tasting better the longer I get through it. Again, I'm not a fan of flowers in a beer. I don't know what hibiscus is supposed to taste like. Quite frankly, I don't think we're supposed to eat it. But for some reason, people think you ought to put flowers in beer these days for whatever odd reason. I don't know why people just can't brew a better beer. How about just brewing some beer? Everybody's got to throw some exotic ingredients in. Oh, but I can do this. I'm so clever. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I'm not a chef by any means. I'm certainly not. But I am a cook. I do like to cook at home. I have done all the cooking for years, and sometimes less is more. I think as any home cook, a lot of young chefs do the same thing. As they learn, you start putting 100 ingredients in stuff just because you think you should, and then as you get a little older, you realize you didn't need all those ingredients. That sometimes it's the simpler things that taste the best. And I think that's the problem with a lot of young brewers is that they think they need to add 100 ingredients to make a good beer. And in fact, in most cases, what you end up is a whole lot of mess going on here, and I think that's what's happening with this one for me. And some folks may like this kind of style. I don't dig it at all. I've had a couple that I like. The one that comes to mind is Forehand Single Speed Session Ale. I believe they use elderflower, whatever the hell that is. But that's a damn fine beer, and I was surprised that one just knocked my socks off. But this one, like most of folks that think you ought to put some kind of exotic ingredients in beer, this one really isn't working for me. In fact, I'm having a hard time drinking it. I am. I find it to be texturally unpleasant. I am getting some other flavors. I'm getting some light orange, some citrusy notes, but it's coming across still extremely yeasty to me, and I'm not digging it. But again, I'm having issues with it texturally. It's kind of a light bodied, but there's some kind of chalky going on here that I'm just not digging at all. Quite frankly, if I find myself wanting to, I'm not a fan of dumping beer out. I'm really not digging this. Not digging this at all. Find myself wanting to chug it just to be done with it. It's leaving me with a little aftertaste that I find extremely unpleasant. I know there's going to be some folks out there that love this beer, because there's always, whenever you do an odd beer like this, there's always those that just love it for whatever reason. I don't know. I guess I could assume I've got a bad bottle, although I don't think so. I have a feeling this is what it's supposed to taste like. Again, it's just not something that works for me. Brewed with hibiscus. Well, I don't sit at the dinner table and eat hibiscus, so I don't know what hibiscus is supposed to taste like. So I don't know what this beer is supposed to taste like with the hibiscus. It is a wheat beer. I am getting some wheat flavors. But there is so much unpleasantness going on here. This does not work for me at all. Oh my goodness. I am always baffled by the Sam Adams Longshot, because I look at the winners and think, really? You got all these applicants, you got all these people giving you beers, and it seems like they pick three, and I'm always wondering, are those really the best, or is that just what they decided to go with? I mean, sometimes I think that Sam Adams, Boston Brewing Company, is afraid to swing for the fences, so I think they in many cases pick three flavors that they think are gonna. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. So every once in a while I taste something that's above average, but I've never had my socks blown off. And this one is, this one may be the worst one I've ever had. I don't like this at all. I gotta tell you, this really sucks. I'm not a guy that wastes beer. I've scolded people for it. So you're not going to see me pour this down the sink or toss it in the backyard, which I really want to do right now. I really just want to freaking chuck it. This really sucks on an epic level. It is really horrible. Oh my gosh. There is something, I don't know, there's an aftertaste, because it's a little sour. I'm just going to chug this last little bit, because this just freaking sucks, man. This beer is poor. I mean, it's not even adequate. The others I said were good within their style. This is just god freaking awful. I'm probably going to get a few folks tell me how wrong I am, but I didn't dig this at all. I think this is just freaking awful. Oh my god, beer flour wheat. Now I've got to go drink something else. I got to go eat some beef jerky or something to get this freaking taste out of my mouth. That was freaking horrible, man. I got to go. Yuck.